bags are all packed, and Mark and I are on our way, and we're heading to the Detroit border. We do have a choice of a number of them, but we're going through Detroit. And how many hours before we get there, Mark? Approximately?
Detroit?
Yeah.
The 3.5, 4 hours.
Okay, 3.5, 4 hours, and then we'll see how what happens there. Okay. Well, we made pretty good timing because we left early and there was absolutely no traffic on the road. So we should be, we're about 52 kilometers to Windsor. So we'll be crossing at Detroit.
Yeah.
So, which is Windsor, Detroit, pretty close to each other. Anyway, it is the Ambassador Bridge, I take it, Mark?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll see what happens when we get to the border. Talk to you soon. Okay, so we crossed the border pretty quick. They didn't take biometrics today. So, and there was virtually no lineup, so we got through pretty quick. So now we're in Michigan, and there is a storm up ahead in Ohio. I don't know if we're going to catch the edge of it. Hopefully it won't be too bad. Okay, so we've entered Ohio, and we're hoping to beat this storm. I don't think we will. I think we'll catch the beginning of it. But we've made absolutely awesome timing. We left early, there was no traffic. At the border, there was no lineup. So we're doing real good. I thought maybe we'd end up at the tail end of this storm. Now we're looking at the front end of it. And, well, we'll see if we get caught and how bad it gets. Okay. And Mark's he's just wanting to get there. He just puts in the time and puts in the effort to get us there. Okay, driving through Cincinnati. We got through that awful storm. It took about an hour and a half to drive through that. And now we're heading into Kentucky. We just drove through Cincinnati. So, yeah, I've been on the road.
Actually, we drove around Cincinnati on I-275, which is a bypass.
So we're going to get back onto 75?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. And we've been on the road for 7 hours. Another 3 to go to get to Corbin. And it looks like we're doing real good.
And hopefully they'll have a room this time.
Like Cincinnati, there has been no holdup. We had no holdup at the border. And so far, no traffic accidents holding us up. Those are the 3 things that usually make our trip.
Yeah, well, it's hardly even any construction.
Yeah, no construction, no accidents, no holdup at the border, and no log jams. So, on the road, looks like a good trip so far. Well, we're here. I'm in my little office. We arrived yesterday, but it was a long drive, and we were tired. Well, we made it, and yes, we've been here a day, and I had to do all the shopping necessary. Here's my beautiful fig trees. There's one. That one there was leaning over, so I had to stake it up, and it'll straighten out. And there's number 3 that's really large. Now, I have offered this one because it's got all kinds of figs on it already. So I have offered this one to my neighbor who has been very kind enough to cut my lawn while I was away. So this has got at least 20 figs on it. And, you know, I'm growing a whole lot more, so I don't mind giving him one for his generosity. And the ones I planted in the ground here, some of them have come up. So they have to be pulled out now and put into bigger pots. And I put a whole row of them here too, but I see that one there and this one here will have survived. I don't know about this guy just yet. Nope, he's dead. So we've got 2 here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3. That one's dead, that one's dead. And there's 2 in there, so 5, 6, 7, yeah, 7 new ones, and I will be starting more. That's me. But everything is absolutely soaking wet. My large rosemary that I planted is dying, which is a shame, but I took a whole bunch of cuttings off it. And they are very tiny, and I've planted them along the wall at the front, and they've survived. Some of the lavender that I planted at the front, also very tiny, has also survived, which I'm glad to see. Now, I also planted some lavender in the rock wall here. Now, I'm thinking that I want to do some sort of a rock garden here, but it's going to be quite the job to get rid of weeds and just plant things that I want, but we got to start someplace, let's face it. So here's some of the rosemary that I planted. There's 1, 2 there. That one didn't make it. A 3rd there. A 4th one there. A 5th one there. So even though my large, has 6th one up there, and there's probably a couple more someplace. So even though, there's another one right there, as I was saying. So even though my large plant died, it managed to give me cuttings to propagate, which is nice. And I'll try to see if I can salvage some of that plant. The sage that I planted up there did not grow, and I've got one heck of a weeding to do all over this place. So we stopped by for groceries yesterday. That was basically a runaround day. And I got Mark to stop at Home Depot for a few things. And I decided that it was necessary for me to get a weed eater that was corded because it's really light. Now, I did buy one gas-powered weed eater that like the guys use, but it's way too heavy for me to use. So I will do what I can with the corded one. And I have cleaned some of the things that need done. I got a lot of yard work to do. Mark's got a lot of inside work to do, but I do want to get this yard cleaned up, and I want to get those small figs replanted. And yeah, all of this has to be cut back. But I'm here. We're happy to be here. We had the hydro fellow. We put in an order to have the dusk till dawn light turned on, mainly because there was a wire hanging from it for power to the garage, and it was really hanging low, and turning that on was probably the cheapest way to clean that whole thing up. There was also all kinds of vegetation that had grown up in it that needed to be taken down, and he cleaned that up. And he put a new dusk till dawn light, and there's my car. So yes, I've started to do some weeding here. You can do that in the wet. You can't use a lawnmower in the wet. But here is all the stuff he knocked down that was hanging up there. It was awful. And the wire to the house and then to the garage was lifted up where it was hanging almost to the point where I could reach up and touch it, just over there. So that's done. Now we also have a ton of trees to cut back, lining the driveway. Everything's overgrown. A lot to be expected, and that's part of the reason we come back this time of year as well, is to ascertain what needs to be done, get caught up on some of the yard work. I mean, if I was here the whole time, it would never look like this, but these bushes were cut down, and they keep wanting to come back, and we've tried to kill them, and we've decided to leave them. We've decided to let them grow. But I have yet to clean this mess up. we do what we can. We do what we can. And as the front doesn't look so bad because my sweet neighbor did cut it twice while we were away in the last couple months. You know, not weekly, but still twice. It kept it so that it doesn't look abandoned. Although we do have a no trespassing sign up. Anyway, that's it. We're here. We're happy. It's going to be like 90 degrees today and very humid. So I want to get some things done this morning while we can. And lucky for us, the air conditioner in the house does work. One of the few appliances that actually work. So, and I've got this mess to clean up at some point. And this was all hanging on the top of that pole there. Which, yeah, it was an ugly mess. So that's good that that's down. All right.